my name is Megan and welcome to this video. As you can tell from the title, today I am going to be telling you guys everything my hedgehog eats. I did make one of these videos a long time ago. You can go watch that one if you like, but this one will probably be a lot better since I have had my hedgehog Bailey for quite a while now, and now I know what food is best for him. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because a couple days ago I had to take Bailey to the vet because he hasn't been eating as much, and also he hasn't been running on his wheel, and I just wanted them to do like a checkup on him to see if there was anything wrong with him. So they ended up sedating him, and they did a physical exam on him, and they said that he was totally fine except that he was overweight, and now I have made a lot of changes to his diet. Thankfully, Bailey ate almost all of his food last night, which is really good because for the past week or so, he has only been eating less than half of the food that I have been giving him. But still, he is not running on his wheel, so I'm still a little bit worried about him. He's also a little bit constipated, so I think that if he is not doing any better in a couple days, then we are probably going to bring a poop sample to the vet so they can test it and we can figure out if there is anything wrong with inside his body, because the last time we brought him to the vet, they only checked his mouth, his ears, his eyes, stuff like that, because my mom didn't want to pay for all the inside his body testing that day, so we might have to go back to do that stuff. We'll try to keep you guys updated on how Bailey is doing. By the time you are watching this video, I will already know what is going on with him because I have 2 videos that I want to post before this one. So yeah. Anyway, pretty much all my videos weren't posted until at least a week after I filmed them. It takes me a while to edit them and post them. I don't know why, because I guess I'm just lazy. So right now, I am just going to be telling you guys everything that I have fed Bailey throughout his entire life. Okay, so I got Bailey from a exotic pet store, and the lady at the exotic pet store was feeding them this brand of hedgehog food. I do not know what it's called. I will put a picture of it now. Yeah, that is pretty much what I fed Bailey for the first while of his life. I'm not sure how long I fed that to him, but it was a really long time though. After I was feeding that hedgehog food to him for a really long time, for some reason I just wanted to change it up, and I thought that I should try this other hedgehog food called Zeke's, something like that. Again, I'll put a photo. So Bailey actually ended up really liking that food, but I didn't like it because it made his poop smell really bad because the food had a really strong smell to it. So that after I finished the first bag of that food, I switched back to the old hedgehog food that I had been feeding him before that. For some reason, when I tried to switch him back to that old hedgehog food, he would not eat it, even though he had been eating it for a really long time. So yeah, after he would not eat the old hedgehog food, I switched him to Natural Balance cat food. So this is the cat food that I've switched him to. It is Natural Balance, and it is the green pea and chicken formula. I really recommend a high quality cat food over hedgehog food because hedgehog food, some brands are not that very healthy, and cat food is just a lot better for them. So yeah, Bailey has been eating this for a really, really long time until a couple days ago when my vet, wanted to switch him to a different cat food because he was getting a little bit too chubby. My doggy just ate cat food. Oliver, oh my god. Just made a freaking mess. Oliver, why are you eating cat food? So I just had to pick up. You want some cat food? No. He literally just grabbed an entire, like a bunch of cat food from his mouth and then realized it was disgusting and spit it all out, all on my floor. So yeah, my dog is crazy. So this is the cat food my vet wanted me to change him to. It is still natural balance. It is just the reduced calorie formula, so it has less calories. So he will lose a little bit of weight. And flavor, it has chicken meal, brown rice, chicken, barley, and oat groats. Yeah, that. So since I have only been using this new food for 2 days, I have been mixing this food together with his old food so he can get used to this new food without it like hurting his stomach too much. If you are changing your hedgehog's food, or pretty much any animal's food, you should always mix some of the old food in with it so it doesn't hurt their stomachs. By the way, I always feed my hedgehog 2 tablespoons. Ever since he was a baby, I've always fed him 2 tablespoons. Another thing that I've always fed my hedgehog is mealworms. Live mealworms. The dried ones won't do much for them. You have to get the live ones because the live ones are full of nutrients and the freeze-dried ones basically do nothing for them. There are other bugs that you can feed your hedgehog, but I have always fed him mealworms. But you can, if you want to, also feed them waxworms, and I think you can feed them dubia roaches and crickets also. I'm not really sure what other bugs you can feed them. I really recommend looking that up on Google or something because you can find a lot of stuff about that online. Mealworms are definitely not a everyday treat. You only want to feed them to your hedgehog twice or 3 times a week, no more than 3, because they are pretty fatty and yeah, you just don't want to feed them too much. I used to feed my hedgehog mealworms probably 2 or 3 times a week, which is how much you should feed them to your hedgehog, but I would give him like 8 mealworms every single time I gave him mealworms, which is way, way too much. So that's probably why he got a little chubby. I just can't help it. He's so cute and he loves him so much. So I got suckered into his cuteness and now I have to deal with this. So anyway, the vet told me only feed your hedgehog 4 mealworms twice or 3 times a week. So before I went to the vet, I would keep my mealworms in the refrigerator. I would do this because mealworms go through this cycle to turn into a beetle, and putting them in the fridge helps to slow that process. But it will make the mealworms not really healthy. The reason why I do not put them in the fridge anymore is because the vet told me to gut load them, and they won't be able to eat the food if they are in the fridge because then they will go into a hibernation state and they can't eat the food while they're like in that hibernation state sort of thing. So that's why I have to keep them in room temperature now. Now I'm going to tell you what I do to gut load them. So first, when you buy your mealworms, they will come with this sort of like dusty substrate. You want to remove that, and instead you want to put oats because they can eat this. And then I also put some lettuce. I haven't been gut loading them for too many days now, so I'm probably going to feed them more fruits and veggies other than lettuce, but for right now I have just been feeding them lettuce. And then you're going to want to give them some calcium powder. You just want to sprinkle it into the container so they can eat it. Before I took Billy to the vet, I had no idea that hedgehogs should eat some calcium supplements because when I was researching hedgehogs online before I got mine, there was really nothing that said anything about giving them calcium supplements. But anyway, the vet told me just to use some regular like reptile calcium powder, which is really good because I already have a leopard gecko, so I can use the same calcium powder for my hedgehog and my leopard gecko. I don't think I mentioned this before. The reason why you want to gut load your bugs is because if you don't, then your bugs are pretty much, they have no nutritional value to your animal at all, and they're basically like a chip. A plain, boring chip with like no salt, nothing good on it. And so now I'm going to go back to the calcium. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place. The vet also told me to sprinkle just a little bit of calcium on my hedgehog's cat food twice a week. There is also a multivitamin supplement out there meant just for hedgehogs. I might get that, I'm not sure, but I'll put in a picture of that in case you guys might want to get it. I'm not sure how often you will put that on food. I'm guessing twice a week also. Now you guys are probably wondering if I feed my hedgehog any fruits or vegetables or pretty much anything other than mealworms and cat food. The answer is no, and that is because my hedgehog is a really picky eater, and I can't get him to eat anything other than his mealworms and his cat food. I haven't tried in a while. I really should try, but so far I haven't fed him any fruits or vegetables because he just won't eat it. But if you guys have a hedgehog that really enjoys fruits and vegetables and will pretty much eat everything that you give to them, then please make sure you're giving them fruits and vegetables because that is really good for them. I'm not sure how often you should give them fruits or veggies, but I know that it can really help them if you give them fruits and veggies every once in a while. Really recommend looking up a safe food and not safe food list on Google to see what kinds of fruits and veggies you can give your hedgehog, so you make sure you're not giving them anything that will kill them. And here is Bailey, by the way. Isn't he adorable? So that was the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more adorable animal videos. And I just really hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!